This is Kristen McCracken here with our Keynote Chats interview with Alice Brauner, a German film producer whose most recent film, Crescendo, is currently available to rent in the US via Menemsche Films. Welcome, Alice.
Hi, Kristen.
So after earning her doctorate from the Center for Research on Anti-Semitism at the Technical University of Berlin, Alice Brauner launched a successful career in broadcast journalism. In 2006, she began following in her legendary father, Artur Brauner's footsteps as a film producer, and her feature film credits to date include The Last Train, To Life, Wunderkinder, and the documentary Marina, Mabuse, and Moratori. If I got that right, kind of. But we're delighted to have her as a guest today. Thank you so much for being here.
Thank you so much for the opportunity.
Great. So you have an idea credit, what they call an idea credit on Crescendo. Where did the idea stem from, and how did the project come about and unfold? I like that your hashtag is Make Music, Not War. Tell us.
Yeah. The first idea was from my father about 15 years ago, because we have in Berlin this wonderful place called Waldbühne, where Daniel Barenboim and his East-Western West-Eastern Divan Orchestra is always playing in summertime. It's a wonderful orchestra with Arabic and Israeli young people, young musicians. So my father went there and he loved it, and so he had the idea to make a picture about that. But his script was a little bit too much pro-Israeli. And when I read the script, I said, no, if we want to make this movie, we have to show both sides. We have to show both problems, and we have to generate or provide an understanding for both sides. This was really important to me. So I was discussing with Dror Zahavi, the director, and a new screenwriter. Before it was Stephen Glantz from the States. And then we asked Johannes Rotter, and we found a solution. You have seen the film to get an understanding for both sides, for the Palestinian young people and for the Israeli young people. And this was for me the most important thing. That's why the first idea was from my father, but then I explored it a little bit.
Mm-hmm. And so I'm glad that the film was able to have a theatrical release before the lockdown, right? And it also was able to come to America to a few festivals and won some honors. Recently, you received the Cinema for Peace Honorary Award at the Berlinale. And what was that like? What was that like? How was the release for you?
This was really, really amazing. We didn't know it, and just a few weeks before, it was during the Berlinale, just a few weeks before, they told us, okay, no, just 1 week before, they told us, yeah, you know, your movie is exactly standing for what we are doing the whole time, Cinema for Peace, yeah? And so at the celebration party, there were like Vanessa Redgrave and so many great people, Franco Nero, Gerald Butler, so many. It was amazing. Nastasia Kinski. So I was sitting there and I felt so honored because people understood this movie. People came to us and said, such a wonderful movie. Everybody has to see it because it's a movie about peace, not a movie about war. And we need much more such movies. And you know, this is a nice thing, the best thing somebody can say about your movie. We have always a problem doing art house movies, political movies, that you don't have a big audience. It's not a mainstream movie. But if so many people are coming to you and are telling you this is really a great and very important movie, I mean, you're really happy, yeah, because that's what you want to do. You want to change the world a little bit by this kind of movies.
How was the audience response when you showed it in Germany and went to different screenings?
Well, in Germany, it was received very, very well. We got a lot of standing ovations on festivals. All over the world, in Warsaw and Poland, it was also very well received. I had some problems in the States, I have to say. New York, we were at the Jewish Film Festival, and we had some people who said, I said some right-wing people or some really, really fanatic Israeli defending people who said, no, we didn't show Israel in a really good way. It's not like this. And I said, you know what? Our director, Dror Zahavi, he is born in Israel. He is from Israel. He knows the situation in Israel. I was so many times in Israel. We all know the situation. And if you don't like to see the truth, please don't go to this movie. But this is how we feel in our subjective way. This is the truth. And we all hope, all the young people also in Israel and all over the world, but especially in Israel, hope that the situation will become better. And maybe such a movie will help. But it's the first movie, I have to tell you, the first movie of the movies I produced, which isn't shown in Israel because Israel denied till now to show it.
Interesting. So American audiences will recognize your lead, Peter Simonishek, does that say that right? From Tony Erdmann, which was a big hit here. But this role is quite different, obviously, here. How did you always envision him in the role as the peace coach conductor? How did he come on board?
To tell you the truth, it was the idea of the director, of Dror Zahavi. And for me, I mean, it was the best decision we ever made because Peter is not so very, very good actor. I don't know if US people know the most well-known theater in Vienna, the Burgtheater. It's called Burgtheater, where he belongs to the cast, and he's an amazing actor. You have seen in Tony Erdmann. Now you see a completely different role. So Dror had the idea that he can be the conductor. I mean, it's inspired by Daniel Barenboim. It's not exactly Daniel Barenboim, but it's inspired. And for me, he has all this authentic behavior as a conductor who wants to make peace between two different nations, two different religions. And yeah, but you know, one day before shooting, he called the director, Dror, and he said, you know what, I think I won't do it.
Oh.
And we were one day before shooting. And so, I mean, really, we were like, oh my God, no, it cannot be. He said he had to speak so many English. He had to say so many difficult dialogues in English because we shot in 4 languages, English, Hebrew, Arabic, and German. It's more authentic this way. So he was so afraid with his English that he said no, but Dror could convince him in this night. He was telling him, you are the one and you're the only one. And as you can see, he managed it really, really well.
Oh yeah, he's wonderful in the film. How did he and the younger actors all get along? How did they rehearse? What did they do together?
So Peter Simonishek told us these days of shooting were the best days in his shooting career and his shooting life, because he said, you know, we had so many Israeli and Palestinian musicians who were not actors, but who just were musicians, not just who were musicians and no actors. He said to us, he felt the energy of these young people, yeah. This is really a problem of the young people, and at the set, all what we wanted to tell in the movie happened on the set, and both you could testify all this. He lived it with the young people. You know, when they first started with the rehearsals, they hated each other so much. The Israeli people were on one side and the Palestinian people were on the other side, and the Arabic people, not only Palestinians. And Peter Simonishek was in the middle. And when they started shooting, they all become close friends, best friends. And when the movie was over, the shooting was over, they were all crying. Also Peter Simonishek, because they had to separate themselves. So whatever we are telling in the movie, they all lived it on the set, on the film set.
That's wonderful to hear. So switching gears a little bit, I understand you just finished production on a culture clash comedy called Matzah, Kebab, and Sauerkraut. What can you tell us about that? And it's a funny title. What can you tell us about that and when it will air on TV?
Well, this is, I love this movie very much. I was working on it for 10 years and nobody wanted to give me the chance to produce it. And then I have a wonderful man who works for ZDF, Thorsten Ritsch. And yeah, he read the book and he was crazy about it. It's about a Palestinian born in Berlin, a Jew born in Berlin. They're close friends, best buddies from childhood, and they fell in love with the same woman, a Bavarian Catholic. So you have a big mess with the whole families, and the problem with the movie is it's a culture clash comedy. It's not a romantic comedy. So I mean, you have really yeah, some scenes which are not politically correct, and ZDF. I mean, yeah, it's one of the most well-known German televisions. Um, and yeah, it was a little bit a problem. Yeah,
Mhm.
I had to make them accept our script, but I think now they love it, and it will be shown in October on German television.
Wonderful. Do you think
I
it will
would
come to the US?
I hope so. It has to go to the US because it's a universal story, you know, about best friends falling in love with the same woman.
Yeah.
But with all the culture clash problems they have, you know, it's really really. I love this movie very much. I mean, it's absolutely the contrary of Crescendo, which is a drama, and this one is really a culture clash comedy at its best. It's like I don't know the title in English, but it's like Monsieur Claude and his daughters. I don't know if you've seen the movie in the States, but it's a kind of this.
Okay. Kind of slapsticky, funny. Um, so as an independent producer, you have your own film studio, and lots of things are shot there and including the first season of the German series Dark, which has become quite popular around the world. Um, what can you tell us a little bit about the history of the studio, just very very quickly? I know we don't have a lot of time, but the history of the studio, which came from your father, I understand, right?
Yeah, well, my father very quickly, as a Holocaust survivor, he came to Berlin, and he started was producing in the year of 47,
Uh-huh.
and then he felt that producing without having his own film studios is really not good enough. He will have always problems, and so he bought in Berlin Spandau a very big territory. It was a fabric for gift gas. How do you call it in English? Gift gas. It's um, poison gas.
Oh, poison. Oh,
Poison
yes.
gas.
Okay.
You
Yes.
know, poison gas, which was
Factory?
used, which was used in the World War II, and then he built his own studios, and well, over 70 years ago, and 5 years ago, you know, the studios were not renovated; they were not in a good shape. So 5 years ago, so I went to my father and his uh, father, daddy, we really have to make a renovation. Said, no, we want to sell it. We want to sell it. We want to sell it. We don't need it anymore. Nobody will shoot in it. I said, yeah, nobody will shoot in it because it looks like a mess. It's really ugly and old. And no, I won't give you money. If you want to make something, you have to take your own money. And I said, I will do it. I will do it. And so I was reading from, you know, one of our biggest funders in Germany, Medienbord Berlin Brandenburg, that they said more and more and more TV series will be shot. Also, Netflix will come to Germany and they will make their own productions in Germany, and Amazon and all the streaming portals. And so I said, okay, I will try it. And from the very first day, I tried to make I made the renovation. We got one series after the other one, and Dark was, and I love the production company Wiedemann and Berg. I love them very much.
Mhm.
So Dark was really the first German Netflix series, and it was shot in our studios. And the first season, and for the second and third seasons, unfortunately, my studios were too small, so they had to move to Babelsberg, which is also okay. But it's really a big deal because I love the series, and I think it's really, 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 really great. And after that, we had some more Netflix series. I mean, one of the most popular series now in the US, also all over the world, is Unorthodox. Unorthodox.
Yes. That was our last interview
And,
I did. Yeah.
and parts of it were also shot in my studio. So, I mean, yeah, this is really great. And so I can take the money I earn there to make political films like Crescendo.
Wonderful. So it's a win-win. So aside from your own films, we just like to ask this question. What are some of your favorite German films from the last year or the last
Well,
few years?
for sure, from the last year, it's System Crasher. I
Uh-huh.
love this movie, you know, about this little girl who's really hard to educate and who who crashes everything.
Uh-huh.
From Nora Finkscheid. It's really an outstanding movie.
That's on Netflix here now.
Yeah,
So
and last year movie also I very liked is from Jan Ole Gerster. It's Lara, very beautiful movie. And he made some years before the movie I love is Oh Boy. You know, this monochrome black and white movie in Berlin, playing in Berlin only in one day, and with all these beautiful pictures from Berlin and this wonderful music. So I think right now, German producers, German filmmakers, German directors, male and female, we have now really we have managed to get an international reputation with our movies and our series. And our series and also our movies, our feature films, they are seen all over the world, and they are recognized very well, not only with awards, but also with a lot of public. So we are really proud in Germany to have such a great yes, so many great filmmakers and actors and actresses, so many artists in a in the film business. This is really great. So we are really proud of it, and I hope it will last for the next 20, 40, 50 years.
great. Great. Well, thank you so much. Please keep making films, and we look forward to seeing what you do next. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, Christine. Thank you.
Okay.